I'm going to be running through MyGM and making a customized draft pool later tonight. My co-host and I are going to be using this for our first season of us playing MyGM mode against each other. Let's run through it, make sure we've got a good looking draft pool. We want to make sure that it has pretty good people spread all out. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but we want it to be closer to what they put out. Let's see what they got. Custom draft pools allow you to take control over who appears in your MyGM seasons. You'll have the ability to edit each superstar's values, which may result in higher or lower contract cost. Edit wisely. Each superstar may be assigned a single status. Status will determine which roster pool they will be available in. Got it. Contract pools excluded from local roster pools. Got it. Contractor available for contracts but excluded from drafts and local roster pools. Okay, so that's like legends. Local superstars appear in contract pools and as emergency talent, but are excluded from drafts. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's do this by status. AJ Styles, let's turn him heel, make him that. Looks like top popularity is 70. Typically what I did last season, or last year, I should say, whenever I would play, is that 70s were reserved for legends. And the highest that you could be full time is 60. So I'm going to do that same thing and say AJ's about a 55. Akira Tozawa, I like him. He is popular, but I don't want him to be very expensive because he's not like that serious of a competitor. So let's put him down at a 46. Face, fighter makes sense. Alba Fire, we'll bring her down to a 50. She's part of a tag team, of course, with Isla Dawn, so I want her to be a little bit lower because to get the full maximum out of her, you need 2 superstars. So we'll make her a little bit lower, and a fighter sounds fine to me. Alexa Bliss is pretty popular. I don't know if I would say that she's more popular than AJ Styles, so let's put her at a 54. She can stay as a heel, and she can be a flyer. Andre Chase. So one of my big things with NXT talent is that they typically can't be higher than a 50 because they're still on NXT. With that in mind, I'm going to keep Andre Chase around that 45 face specialist. Angel Garza, we're going to bring him down. Let's put him at like a 48 because he is on the main roster, but he spent a lot of time on NXT. Heel, of course, of the LWO and High Flyer. Angelo Dawkins. He is popular, so I want him to be a little bit higher. I'm thinking maybe a 52. I'm going to make him a face. I know that technically they've turned heel, but no one boos them. Apollo, I love Apollo Crews, but I think we all know he's not that popular. We set him as a 42. Ashante the Adonis is at a 60 for some reason. That ain't staying. This is what I mean. Some of these, you just got to come in here and fix them. We'll make him a 40. I feel like he's one of those guys that shows up every now and then and doesn't get much of a reaction. Asuka, again, 60 is going to be the maximum for where I do full time. Asuka's currently in a tag team with Kairi, but Kairi's not in the draft pool. Let's put her at about a 56. I'd say that she's, somewhere around that range with the people like Styles. Austin Theory, I think a 51's pretty fitting. Bruiser makes sense too. Axiom, I'm going to bring him down a little bit, like a 47, face and a high flyer. Baron Corbin, we're going to bring him down. But he's still, he's been on the main roster. He's a former champion in his own right. He's a current tag champion, so I say a 50 is probably good. I'm going to keep him as a heel for right now with his role. I know that there's people that are liking the War Dogs more and more, but they are technically heels. Bayley just recently turned face. And she's pretty popular, so we're going to make her 57. And Specialist, I think Specialist will be probably where we want to go. I feel like Becky's really kind of at the peak of her popularity again. Maybe not the peak. Let's make her 59. And we'll keep her as a face and a Specialist. Bianca, similar. I'm going to make her actually 59 or 58. Let's do a 59 because she is still one of the most popular people. Biggie, love Biggie. What I'm going to do for him, because he's not an active member of the main roster, I'm going to put him in the contract pool and leave him at a 60. Blair Davenport, we'll bring her up to like a 44. Again, she's on NXT, fairly decently prominent. We'll turn him face again. And let's see, where did I make Angelo is a 52. He's the leader, so we'll make him a 54. And then we will have Montez, and we'll get to him at a 53. Braun's got to come down. Braun probably will be popular when he comes back, but he ain't back yet. Bray. I'm going to put Bray in the inactive. At least for this first season, I think we're going to... Anyone that has passed will be inactive. I think that's how we're going to do this. Braun, we'll bring him to like a 51. He's just recently debuted on SmackDown. I think we'll keep him as a heel for right now as well. Bronson Reed, 50 probably makes the most sense. Jensen at a 40, again, probably makes the most sense. Brutus, let's keep him... Yeah, I'd say let's keep him at around a 49, 48, because he is part of the tag team. Butch, similar, 48. Cameron Grimes, we're going to bring him down. Let's do a 46 for him. Feels a little bit bad, but he's just not featured. Similar for Candice, we're going to bring her down. Carmella, let's put her in the, let's put her in the contract. No, let's put her in active. But let's bring it down to like 49, because she hasn't been on in a while. Carmelo just recently turned heel, and he's pretty close to the top of NXT, so we'll make him a 49. Cedric, unfortunately, also not really featured. What did I put Ashante at? A 40. Cedric, you're his team partner, so you're right there with him. Chad Gable, I'd say a 50. I think he's right there at that kind of middle hours of Raw type of vibe. Channing Stacks Lorenzo was a 62. 47, how about? Charlotte at a 60. Let's make her like a 59. Because she is probably one of the most popular women's superstars in WWE history. I know she is also off. Let's make it a 58 for right now. Chelsea Green, we're bringing her up, actually. Probably like a 51, I think. I'd say that she's someone that the crowd really responds to and really likes. Cody Rhodes is the most popular guy in WWE right now, so he's a 60. He would be a 70 if we went all the way up to 70. Cora Jade, I think a 45 is probably going to be where she stays. Because she's just on NXT, came back, got hurt again. Dakota Kai, let's bring up her popularity a little bit because she just turned heel on Bayley, so it seems like she's going to be featured more and more. Damian Priest, a little bit more popular than Dakota Kai. Damon Kemp, a little bit less popular, like a 42, because he's really kind of a faceless member of the No Quarter Catch crew. Dexter, dude, as much as I hate to do this, I don't even know if you're active. So we're going to put you down at the 42. And you can stay a face, why not? Dijak, I do love Dijak. Let's put him at like a 48, upper mid-carder on NXT. Dirty Dom, we'll bring him up a little bit, make him similar to Damian Priest. So Priest's a 54, Dom's a 53. What a Priest. Alright, let's change him from a fighter to a bruiser. Who wants Dijak? A giant? Let's turn him into... let's keep him as a giant, actually. Why not? Drew's got to come down. We'll make him a 45. McIntyre, we'll make him a 59, because he's pretty popular on Raw right now, especially since his heel turn. Duke Hudson, we're going to have to bring you down, buddy. You're like a 46. Elton Prince, probably like a 48. Eric, definitely like a 46. Fallon, I think being at a 42 kind of makes sense for what they're really going with her. Balor at a 62. Like, see, there's just random ones like this that I don't get. We'll put him at that same 54 range as Damian Priest. If you want Judgment Day, you got to pay out big. Gigi Dolan, I think a 47 makes sense. Giovanni, will make him a little bit lower, like a 48. Lawler, we're going to bring you actually to a 48 as well. Actually, you know what? Let me even make you a 50 because you just got that bonus of being in Australia. Gunther at a 60, we're going to make it a 59. But Gunther is very popular, and he's very good, so he's going to be up there. Do we want him as a giant, is the question. Let's start him as a giant. I'm pretty sure there's a new promo that can change your class. If not, he may be something different in later seasons. Humberto, you're moving down, brother, like a 48. Ilya, moving up like a 50. Indy Hartwell, honestly, a 46 is probably fair. Isla Dawn's at a 42? What did I make Alba Fire? a 50. So we're going to bring Isla up, but a little bit lower, so like a 48. Ivar a little bit lower, like a 51, but he is getting featured a lot. Ivy probably makes sense as a 47. Io being a 58 honestly also makes sense to me. And as a heel, of course, JC Jane at 46 probably again makes sense. We're going to make JD the least popular member of Judgment Day, which I think is fitting. Jay being at a 57, Jimmy will be down a little bit lower at a 55. Gender, no further comments at this time. We're going to bring up Joaquin a little bit, like a 47. Joe Coffey down a little bit. Joe Gacy down a little bit. And Gacy, we're going to make a face because of how he's recently been acting on NXT and his feud with Dijak. Gargano is popular, but remember, 60 is the tippy top of ours, so we're going to make him a 52. Briggs, 42. And he's also a heel now. Julius Creed, I think we made him like a 48 or so. Let's bring him up to like a 44. Anderson and Gallows, who just dropped down to NXT, I think they will get more popular on there, but they're not there yet. Cross, we're going to bring down like a 54. Katana Chance, we'll make them like there. Solid mid-card women's tag. Kevin Owens, we're going to bring him down a little bit, like similar to where Styles was at that 55, 56 range. Kit Wilson, 48, makes sense to me. Kofi, we're going to bring you down a little bit, like a 53. LA Knight's moving all the way up to the 60 because that crowd loves him. Liv Morgan also moving up, will make a 56. Logan Paul, as much as y'all are going to disagree, he's popular. So I'm going to make him like a 50. Let's make him a 56. Similar to like mid-card of SmackDown and everything. Ludwig at 51 works for me. Luke Gallows, we'll make him like a 43. Mark Coffey, bring him down a little bit. Maurice, we're going to make the contract, which means she starts at 60, but she's staying at 60. Maxine Dupree, we'll make it like a 46. She doesn't do much. And we're going to make her a specialist instead of a fighter. Michin can stay as a fighter. We'll move her down to a 49. The Miz at a 56 is actually probably pretty fitting for him. Montez, I said we were going to make you like a 53 and turn you face. And I know that he's really kind of everything, but I'm going to make him a high flyer because I think that's what he most truly is. MVP, I always said is inactive because he's a manager. Natalia, honestly, dude, like a 48 face, sure. I've always said she is the quintessential role change player, so Nathan Frazier at a 46 on NXT works for me. Nikki's got to come down because she doesn't get featured as much. Nikita's getting a little bit of a boost. Noam's getting a little bit of a boost. Omos is coming down a little bit, like a 52. Nikki Cross, yeah, I guess a face. Okay, Otis, we're going to make Otis a giant, and we're going to make him a 51. Piper Niven, a giant. Oh, yeah, there you go. R-Truth. R-Truth is tricky because he is very popular. He's also a 5-star promo skill in most games. So I'm going to make him a 55 because people love them some R-Truth. Orton, 59. Raquel, bring her up a little bit, like a 52. Giant? Yeah, I think a giant probably works. Rhea Ripley, we're going to make her a 60 as well because the crowd loves her. Ricochet, unfortunately, is coming down. We'll make him like a 52. Ridge Holland's coming down with his role in NXT. Robert Roode, we're going to make you inactive as well because you are currently serving as just a producer. Roman Reigns, right on 60. Ronda Rousey, right on 60. But the thing is, with Ronda, she's not active, so I think we're going to make her contracted and start her at 65. Roxanne's probably the tippy top, or close to the tippy top of NXT popularity. And I'm not going to turn her heel yet, but she's borderline. Sami Zayn, got to be more popular. We'll make him like a 57. Yeah, 57. Sanga, I feel like that makes sense. Santos, 52 and heel. Scarlett, another one that's a manager. Yeah, we're going to make her inactive for this one. Scripps, he's getting less popular. Seth freaking Rollins is going to be a 59. Shayna Baszler's getting less popular. She's going to be a 51. Yeah, she can be a face. I think she's going to be a fighter. Sheamus, he is popular, so we'll make him a 55 when he comes back. Shinsuke, gets featured a lot, and people always say how much he deserves better, so we'll keep him 54. Shotzi comes up a little bit. 49 makes sense to me, around that range. Solo comes up a little bit. We'll make him 55, because then that's what Jimmy was as well. Tamina actually, I'm pretty sure, just officially retired, so we're going to make her inactive. Tegan, yeah, about there, makes sense. Thea Hale, bring her up a little bit. No, let's keep her face, because people like her. Tiffany, let's make her a 50. She's right there in the middle of the pack. Tommaso's coming down like a 52. Tony D'Angelo's definitely coming down, but he is probably going to challenge for the NXT title, so we'll bring him up. Trick, you are going to be right at 50. You are that tippy top for NXT. Tyler Bates coming up to like a 48 for his team. Uncle Howdy, we're going to make you a contract, and you'll start at 60. Valhalla, she has matches every now and then, so we'll do that. Veer, that's no way Veer is more popular than Valhalla, so. Also not a giant, so we'll make him a bruiser. Wendy Chu, bring her down a little bit. Wesley, a little bit down, just a little bit underneath that range for NXT talent. Wolfgang, bring him up. Wolfgang, I said Wolfgang. 44. Xia Li, 46, probably makes sense. Zelina Vega, about a 50. Zoe, we're going to make about a 52. Now we're back into the legends. Okay, so we're going to make Andre inactive because he's passed. Bad Bunny with a contract at 68. Batista, 67 makes sense. Beth Phoenix, we'll bring her up a little bit, like a 65. Big Boss Man, inactive. Boogeyman, make him a 60 exactly. Booker T, a little bit up. Bret Hitman Hart, British Bulldog, inactive. Bruno, inactive. Cactus Jack, not inactive. But he's one of the more popular ones in all of WWE, so he's going up there. Actually, you know what? We'll make him technically a little bit less popular because it's Cactus Jack. Inactive. We're going to do inactive because I'll do a different. I think Kevin Nash himself, not Diesel, is in there, and we'll do that. See, so I set Cactus at a 67, so we'll set him at a 67. Dusty Rhodes inactive. Eddie Guerrero inactive. 60. Farouk, 60. George the Animal Steel. Excuse me. I actually don't know. I'm going to say inactive. Hogan, 69 makes sense. Hurricane, like a 62. Jake the Snake can stay active. JPL, Jerry the King. Neidhart. A legend status Cena. Okay, sure. 70. Kane. That makes sense. We're making him a heel. Shamrock. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Kurt Angle, we're bringing him up. Like a 67. Yeah. Lita, like a 64. Macho Man, of course. So I'm going to make Mankind the most popular one at a 68. Molly Holly. Let's make Molly Holly like a 64. Muhammad Ali, I don't know, actually. 7. You know what? Let's make him active. It might be breaking my rule, but I don't know for sure. Ravishing Rick Rude, I do know for sure. Razor, I know. Rey Mysterio, we're going to set him into the active roster and set him at about a 58 because he's not retired. Steiner's like 62. Ricky Steamboat, Rikishi. Rob Van Dam will be a little bit higher because he's actually pretty active. Unfortunately, bring him down closer to where Rick's at, but more popular. Shane McMahon, technically 60. Yeah, like a 68. Yeah. Okay. I don't know exactly what I want to do with these, because these are like variants. So I think what I'm wanting to do with variants like this, I'm going to make him a local competitor, and I'm going to do all local competitors 30 and lower. So we're going to set Stardust at 30, and it's going to be like a crazy fan type of vibe. Superstar Billy Graham, 6. Trish Stratus will be more popular. Ultimate Warrior, Umaga, Undertaker, 70. Vader, Wade Barrett at 60. X-Pac. This one has a face. Yokozuna. Alright, now these are all of our locals. I'm going to go ahead and make them all 30 real quick. 30, 30, 30, 30. If you don't want them to be the same, of course, feel free to make them whatever you want. I don't care. But to me, they're all interchangeable. So this way they kind of keep them as interchangeable. Chuck McWagon, a classic. Cindy Fluff. Cinnamon, Clay Cortman. Clint, Clubberella. Oh, that's Cole Quinn. Alright, Cole Quinn's going to be more popular because he's awesome. 30. Danielle Wallace. 30. Dante Roberts at a 30. Donna Matrix. Dewey Carter. Eddie Pop. 30, 30. 30, 30. 30. Jackson Smooth. Jake Zondu. Jerry Hattrick. Jerry Sweat. Heel. Jive Owens. Jody Garcia. Joel Wheeler. John the Fish Herman. Josie Jane. Karen Compactor. Kombucha. Kyle Slickman. Lula Tandy. Lurch Evans. Matador. Maya T. Kirk. Medical Bill. Oh, that's Melee Fanny Fan. 35. Mr. Higglesby. 30. Nick Nosedive. Nicholas Mann. Northern Light. Odyssey Rip. Keep it at 35. Paragon J. Pierce is going to be at a 35. Penelope Perfect. Precious Silver. Pretty Ruthless. Psycho Sally. I think that one's new. That doesn't ring a bell to me. We're going to keep her at a 30, but I don't recognize that name. Ragwald. Red Flame. Red Monsoon. That's a tag team for me, the Red Alert. Rich Cora. Sally Steamroller. Sammy George. Sammy Vortex. Sassy Molassy. 30. Sensational Starlet at a 30. Silent Slade at a 35. That's Gabriel Slade, I'm sure. Tamaya Tycross. Tavish. Nice. Timber made the cut again. I love to see it. Triton. Trixie Gambit. Vicky McLeod. Whitney McQuaid. Now we're into our inactives. So for this... No, that's an old school Brett. Sorry, I thought that was current Brett. With these, we're going to keep most of them out for this season. Next season, we might change it up. Let's see if there's anyone that we need to include. Hollywood, John Cena's. Lots of John Cena's. Okay, I did say Kevin Nash. I was going to put in these Kevin Nashes. Why is this? Oh, because I haven't gotten his My Faction card yet, dude. Rey Mysterio Jr., Rhea Ripley, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels, Cody, Undertaker. Alright. We're gonna name it Season 1. And there we go. And thanks you guys for joining me. I'll be back in a little bit to do our actual draft. Y'all stay cool.